Cheers to you. Cheers to you. Hello, Internet. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Let's recap the Utah Jazz draft.
All that and more. My name is Darren. That is AJ. And this is the DNA Sports Recap. So for the 88% of you that have not subscribed, please consider doing so. Thank you. How's it going, AJ?
Doing good, man. It was such a good week in NBA news, dude.
Nice. Let's get the most important topic out of the way first. Let's talk about our Utah Jazz and how they handled the 2023 NBA draft. Bit of a surprise. I don't know if you're a regular of our channel and you've watched previous videos, especially our most recent one. We actually both thought one, possibly two picks could have been on the move this week.
Yeah, that's not at all how it happened. The Jazz kept all of their picks. I think I know why. They obviously make all their draft picks in certain order, and then, the names just get crossed off. Something super interesting that I read this morning is the Jazz were actually debating on whether to take Taylor Hendricks or Chiante George with the number 9 pick. He was still on the board at 16.
Wow.
And they were like, no reason to move from there. We get both the guys we thought we wanted to take with 9.
On the Jazz's big board, I read this. 8, 9, and 10 picks were the 3 picks that they made. Obviously, they got the people they wanted without having to make any moves. I think that's kind of the big reason why they didn't trade up. They didn't really see anybody they thought was going to go off the board, come off the board. So let's go ahead and talk. First thoughts, first reactions, other than the fact that they kept on to all their picks. What do you think?
First thing is I think it's pretty amazing you called it on our show last week. You're like, this is the guy I like at 9. Taylor Hendricks.
Yeah.
Bam.
Like I said, he's shooting over 40% from 3 in college, which is no small feat for a guy his size.
Yeah.
6'9". I'd say pretty borderline NBA ready type body already.
The Jazz say they want him to add a little bit of weight, but that can be done over an off. I mean, a little bit of weight over an off season. A little bit of muscle.
Yeah, I really like Taylor Hendricks. I think he's going to be a great fit. Again, 6'10". Oh, yeah, he flew underneath the radar. Central Florida kid. He just kind of stayed local to where his hometown was, and now he's going to be traveling all the way across the country here to Utah.
It's funny because the more that I watch tape on Taylor Hendricks, the big thing is that he struggles to create on offense. He can't create his own shot. And I think that actually fits perfect with this Jazz offense, dude. Yeah. I really see him being a stuck in the corner. He slashes really well. He's super athletic. He can get up and throw the ball down. He's an excellent rebounder. I think that his style of play fits into the Jazz's future plans just perfectly.
I think so too, man. I don't know. The knock on him, I don't think is going to be a knock for him on this team.
Yeah, he's a catch and shoot type player.
Yeah.
He's not even a great ball handler, but I don't think they're going to, they don't need him to be handling the basketball.
No.
You have players for that already. We've got plenty of guys that can create their own shot and that are efficient enough at dishing the ball. We just need him to be ready to shoot it when he gets it, crash the boards, continue to get up and down the floor. Those are all things that he loves, and I think he's such a good fit for this Jazz team.
Yeah, I think he is too. Like I said in our previous episode, I doubt he's going to be available at 9 because I didn't think he was going to be there. Because both him and, which actually Ryan, which is the one I thought was going to come off the board.
The one that plays in New Zealand, right?
Yeah, New Zealand. Not Australia. Give us a break, guys.
Our apologies. Okay, we missed.
Don't worry, we'll fire half of our R&D staff.
Yeah, absolutely. Whoever's taking these notes should be fired immediately.
Yeah. All right, so as far as, let's go ahead and move on to Chiante George. This is the pick that I think that kind of puts the icing on the cake and kind of ices the fact that the Jazz may not be interested in Jordan Clarkson long term.
Chiante George is a Jordan Clarkson
type player,
caliber player. Absolutely. He's got an excellent 3-point shot. He's a great playmaker. He's got really, really good footwork, which is Jordan Clarkson's forte. He will juke you, double juke you, pivot 66 times and wait till you jump and then draw a foul. That's the type of player that Chiante George is. Great footwork. He's got a really good pull-up game, in the mid-range. And have you seen his play in the pick and roll?
No, I haven't seen this.
The dude just really, really understands pick and roll. He takes what's given to him. He's a good 3-point shooter. If you sag off of him, he's going to shoot it. If you cut over top of the screen, he's dishing it. He's a really good passer. His awareness on the floor is pretty impressive. He does see players moving. I didn't watch a whole lot of Chiante George before the draft. I wasn't even really aware of him, but I watched roughly an hour worth of tape on him today and was very, very impressed.
Nice. Yeah. I didn't really have him on my radar either. I thought that he also was going to be gone way before 16. I also felt that he is definitely a Jordan Clarkson-ish type player. We already have a guy like that on the roster that we'd want to bring back. But yeah, 6'4", 185 pounds out of Baylor. Maybe having Chiante George and thinking that he's going to be in the rotation first year is a little optimistic. But I do think that this one's going to be our shocker. I'm thinking nobody's going to basically put too much weight on this kid. I think he's going to impress.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I think, being at 16, you don't have the pressure on you like a top 10 pick does, which is going to play to his advantage. Some of the things that he does need to work on is he does telegraph some of his passes. He'll stare him down, and he does throw some quick passes, like kind of touch pass some stuff places. I think that's all stuff you can work on. The spacing in the NBA is much different than it is in college. I think will definitely help Chiante George moving to the next level. And the other thing is he is a volume type shooter. His efficiency is not great. He is a good scorer, but he's volume based, right? I mean, he's
very much like
and that's exactly it, dude. I mean, he's just like Jordan Clarkson. I mean, he's a volume type guy. But he's good, dude. He's got some really good skills, and I'm super excited about this pick as well.
Let's go ahead and move on to Bryce Stephens. Again, also a person I did not expect.
I watched some tape on him today. Played at Ohio State University. Freshman, one and done player. He's a 6'6" wing. Really, really efficient scorer. He makes really tough shots. Great at driving, has really good body control. A pretty decent catch and shoot 3-point shooter, but he's not fantastic at pulling up and shooting the three. So that's something he would have to work on in his NBA game, is being able to make that, pull up 3-point shot. His defense has quite a bit to be desired. Pretty routinely lets people just pass by him.
6'6", 235. He should be able to body some people up, you think?
Yeah, I mean, you would definitely think so. And you just see a lot of tape of defenders just blowing past him like he's standing still. He gets caught ball watching quite a bit. Good effort, but he just needs to stay focused on what's actually happening. You'll see him watching the ball. He'll get back cut and a layup on him. So stuff like that. But I mean, he's an explosive player. I mean, there's a reason you can be a one and done player and get drafted in the NBA, and that's because you're super talented. And he wasn't supposed to fall this far. He was projected in the teens.
I like the size. We have a 6'6" guard. I think that's important.
Yeah.
We can't switch on defense with our point guard and our shooting guard. They always get switched on. They're always undersized. And so I think the Jazz need to get much, much bigger on the backcourt there.
Well, they didn't get anybody small.
No.
I mean, all these players are big, physical, even if they're not the most defensive-minded players.
Yeah, so I agree. I think they did a great job on the draft. Any surprises there with the Jazz? Were you expecting them to pick somebody they didn't pick?
I think this pulled out just like the Jazz wanted it to. I am super excited to see these guys in Summer League. Get them in front of that Jazz crowd, get them hyped up, see what they can do.
I'm looking forward to a full off season, so I think it's going to be great. So let's go ahead and talk about the draft overall. Let's talk about the biggest surprise to me with this Cam kid that fell all the way down to the Houston Rockets at 20, Cam Whitmore from Villanova.
I watched a lot on Cam Whitmore, man. I really liked him. I really thought the Jazz would take him at 9 because he was the best player available at 9, no doubt.
I think what they talked about in the draft was that he did not interview well and did not have good workouts.
Originally thinking he's going to be, a top 5 pick.
If the Jazz brought you in for a workout and they passed on you when you think you're going to be a top 5 pick, or maybe just the Rockets made the steal of the draft,
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. Maybe they did.
He's the most athletic person in this draft. And they're talking about him just being the most supreme athlete available on ESPN 700, their draft coverage. Spence Checketts and I believe Gordon Chiesa. They were talking about how he's just a beast of an athlete. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you were watching this on YouTube, keep in mind this is available as a podcast. The full video will be underneath our YouTube playlist under podcasts.
And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like it. Make sure you share it with anybody you think might like it. And please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you keep commenting. We love all the comments. The engagement has been absolutely awesome the last couple of weeks. Please just keep leaving comments. We love engaging with you guys.
Absolutely. And once again, folks, if you are listening to this as a podcast, please feel free to leave us a review as well. Once again, folks, my name is Darren. That is AJ. And this has been the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.